UEFA Champions League continues tonight, 18 February 2026. You saw the way Juventus were battered, tattered, trashed by Galatasaray in Turkey. And how about, Paris Saint-Germain came from behind from 2 goals down. They won that one 3 goals to 2. And of course, the Wolves will definitely host Arsenal Football Club tonight. The match was supposed to be played March 24th, but because of the final between Arsenal and, of course, Manchester City, it has been rescheduled, and of course it will definitely be played tonight, 18 February 2026. On that note, I say welcome to Sport Talk on Enterprise TV, where sport news from the four corners of the world are delivered at its best. If you are joining for the first time, please do well to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. My name is John Olashukomi. Join me and let's ride together. And of course, joining me virtually today is Dami Wells, making a return back to Sport Talk. I understand the main reason why he's not been on the show for 2 days now is because United are not in the Champions League. Dami Wells, welcome to Sport Talk.
The main reason why I've not been on the show is because
United are not playing Champions League. Let's just leave it that way.
No, the
United are not playing Champions League.
Is because
are you in the Champions League, Dami Wells? Are you in the Champions League?
It is because.
Are you in the Champions League? Yes or no question?
Hold on now, calm down. The main reason I've not been on the show is because Juventus have lost back to back, and I'm not happy. They made me lose some monies, which has not really made me happy. Juventus lost at the weekend and they lost yesterday. I'm so ashamed right now to be a Juventus fan, but it is what it is.
It is called Ramadan promo. But it is what it is.
Ramadan promo. Okay, no problem.
All right. Welcome to the show once again, Dami Wells.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's a pleasure.
All right, we'll definitely start with the UEFA Champions League. Vinicius Junior scored and then alleged he had been racially abused during Real Madrid's 1-0 win away to Benfica in the first leg of their Champions League playoff tie on Tuesday, 17 February 2026, while Paris Saint-Germain came from 2 goals down to beat Monaco 3-2. Beautiful performance from Real Madrid, but the whole racism against, what is it called? What is his name? Vinicius Junior overshadowed the performance of Real Madrid against Benfica. Now, Dami, let's talk about Real Madrid and, of course, Vinicius Junior. What are your thoughts? You saw the game. At some point, the commentator was saying something about, Jose Mourinho, that the calmest man on the pitch yesterday was Jose Mourinho when he was, persuading Vinicius Junior. Then, after some minutes, you got a red card. That's crazy. So let's talk about the match between, Benfica versus Real Madrid.
First off, let me say what I heard from someone. Someone said it seems like Jose Mourinho purposely gets red carded in games so that when he sees that he has lost, when he sees that he's about to lose a game, he gets red card so that you use that as an excuse that he wasn't on the pitch when his team lost.
When his team lost, that's crazy.
You understand? Because Jose Mourinho, after that game, when he was asked, why he was complaining bitterly to the referee, he said, Valverde, Tchouaméni, Camavinga, that it seems like there's a book that the referee has that he shouldn't give those people card, because if they get carded, they'll be suspended for the next leg. Something like that. So, and Mourinho is someone that doesn't hide his mouth. He will speak. Either winning or losing, he's going to talk, and, he doesn't mind. It should have been a very great entrance for him going back to the Bernabeu after so many years away. But, well, it is what it is. Mourinho will always be Jose Mourinho. And for the match yesterday, a brilliant goal from Vinicius Junior. Looks like he might be getting back in form. He scored 2 goals at the weekend, and then now he scored 1 again in the Champions League. A very wonderful goal. If you can be taking these kinds of goals, you don't necessarily need to get into the center forward role before you score goals or need to drive. You can just cut in and shoot. Cristiano Ronaldo was known for scoring goals from anywhere, shooting and getting goals from, many places. So I think Vinicius Junior should work on his shooting. And, of course, a very beautiful goal from him yesterday. And talking about the racism, issue, nobody can categorically say that he was racially abused, apart from him. Not even Kylian Mbappe, because, I think
But
Benfica
Kylian Mbappe
also
has
did.
come out to say that Pristani should be banned.
Yes, no. I'm coming somewhere.
Okay.
After that game yesterday, Benfica brought out a video showing
Okay.
Vinicius Junior, Cristiani, and saying that there was no way that the Real Madrid players would have heard what Cristiani said if he was
Said
racially
to Vinicius.
abusing Vinicius Junior or not. You understand? Now, I think that was dumb, so to say. That was dumb from Benfica and maybe their handler or the president to want to do that, because it doesn't make. Maybe they didn't see the video, because from the video that I saw,
Okay.
yes, like I said, Kylian Mbappe wouldn't have known if Vinicius Junior was racially abused or not. It wasn't as if Cristiano was shouting. Kylian Mbappe was a bit far off, but
Okay.
Vinicius Junior was closer to him, and there is all likeliness that Vinicius Junior heard what he said. Number one, Cristiano took a cloth. I mean, he was covering his mouth with his shirt.
Yes, of course.
That's number one. And he said something. What he said, even if it wasn't a racial slur or whatever, it would have been a bad thing in the first place.
Okay.
We need to accentuate that, because for you covering your mouth and saying such a thing, that means you are trying to probably mock or abuse or doing something. Now, for Vinicius Junior to say that he was racially abused, I would want to tilt more towards Vinicius Junior, even though I feel, and I've said many times, that Vinicius Junior can overdo things at times. I think
yes,
sometimes he's a crybaby. You understand? But like they say, person where they find in trouble every time go be like person who like trouble.
Of course.
If you're someone that they are always looking for your trouble, at the end of the people from outside will say that you are the one that has problem. They won't know that people are actually the ones that are looking for your trouble. You understand? So I feel that Vinicius Junior, probably I would give him like maybe an 80%, opportunity or benefit of the doubt that he was actually racially abused, because nobody saw the guy Cristiano's mouth was covering it with his shirt. In the long run, yes, the game was stopped for like 10 minutes, so some things. And apart from that, the Benfica fans were also abusing Vinicius Junior.
Yes.
I was hearing words that I can't say, even though it's not English, but I can't say it even
They
on
also
air.
threw objects to Real Madrid players. They threw objects
And they
at
were
them.
throwing objects. What if you look at Kylian Mbappe's statement after that game? He said, "Fine, things like this happen. Fans are always emotional. They want to support their teams, their team at all costs. They want to do everything to make sure that their team win. But you cannot be racially abusing players and also throwing abusive words, because even from the video that Benfica themselves posted, I was hearing words like PUTA in Spanish. You understand? I don't hear Spanish. I don't know what that means, but I know that it is an abusive and offensive language to say. So Benfica shot themselves in the foot. You understand? So going forward, I think what UEFA needs to do is to ban Cristiani. I'm not saying he should not play in the Champions League again, like Mbappe said, but he should be given a lengthy ban and a fine. Because right now, it looks like the scapegoat in this matter. You understand? And looking at, I don't generalize things, but Argentines have not been good people when it comes to this racial slur and stuff like that. It is the truth. After the 2018 World Cup, we saw what they did. We've seen even Messi himself. I'm not saying Messi has never racially abused anybody, but we've seen him also behave badly in games.
Of course.
Holding people's neck, pushing people and doing all sorts. And this is tend to be one of the most gentle players in the whole world. But people
most especially
tend to look away from
at
the
the
things
Copa
that
America tournament.
He does. You understand? Look at Emiliano Martinez. Look at what's the bodyguard of Messi? What's that one's name? Rodrigo De Paul.
Even the young Argentine, talking about your Garnacho, your former player. Garnacho,
so Argentines haven't really. And someone made a statement that I know I have a friend, he's a Madrid fan, and he definitely hates. Let me not use hate. He definitely dislikes Argentine players, most of them, and Barcelona, because he's a Madrid fan. Of course, he's a very, very strong Madrid fan. Now, he said that if you look at Argentina, not just the players, if you look at even look at the squad, can you tell me, John, can you show me one black player in the Argentine squad? I don't think there's any. No black. Now, looking at even their country, I've never been to Argentina before, and I don't really know much about Argentina, but I don't know a black Argentine. I don't know a black Argentine. So the country that the Benfica player came from also doesn't help. It looks like they sort of accept this racial stuff. They found a way to subjugate black people in Argentina. Don't get me. Let me make one last statement about this. Look at Brazil. Look at Argentina. They are both in South America. They are not far from each other. In Brazil, you have dominant blacks. Not dominant, but you have more blacks or many blacks. Let me put it like that. I don't know the population right now, but we have so many blacks in Brazil. How come it hasn't migrated to Argentina? How come in Argentina you barely see blacks, even in their football? So something is actually going wrong in Argentina that is not right, which has been instilled in these players like Pristina which be that name again?
Cristiani.
Which has been instilled in this Cristiani, instilled in them, likes of Cristiani, Otamendi, Emiliano Martinez, and co, to see the black players as maybe not less, but to always abuse them based on their color. So that's what I'm going to say about this. And I think a heavy fine should be given to Cristiani and probably a ban too.
All right, let's see how it goes. But unfortunately for Real Madrid, they won that one away from home 1-0 to nothing. Away from Benfica versus Benfica versus Real Madrid, let's move straight to Turkey. Because just stop calling us Turkey. We are Turkey, but it is what it is. All right, end of the road for almighty Juventus. They lost 5-2. At some point, Juventus were leading 2-1. How did they do it? And of course, I saw some error at the back, but it is Champions League. 5-2. Juventus to go back to, Italy. Or do you see them bouncing back? But for me, I feel it is all over for Juventus.
Well, unfortunately for your team yesterday, they capitulated. I wouldn't have known what happened. In the first half of the game, Juventus actually did better. Of course, they scored 2 goals. They attacked. They had a better formidable attack compared to Galatasaray. But in the second half, looks like the Jagu mindset got instilled into the Galatasaray players. In the dressing room, and they came back and they fought hard. Within 2 minutes. Resuming the second half, they equalized 2-2. From there, that something is not, something might actually go wrong in this for Juventus. And they considered, 3 more goals, 5-2. Not a good one at all. The red card also didn't help the matter.
2 games, 2 red cards for Juventus. Spalletti needs to do something about the team.
Yeah, so no. I don't think there's anything. We can't really call it that. The red card they got against Inter Milan was very unfair. Per Kalulu was given a red card that he shouldn't have gotten in my own books,
yes,
and
course,
in many people's books as well. So
a lot of,
I won't.
Controversy.
The referee was very, very incompetent in that game, and I think he has even come out to apologize and stuff like that. But it is what it is. Going into the second leg, it is football, and anything can happen. Yesterday I actually gave Juventus the go ahead. I thought they were going to get at least a draw from that game because of how Juventus have been playing of recent. But they couldn't do it. They have better players than Galatasaray. Galatasaray also have good players, but I think Juventus should have actually taken that. In the second leg, it's going to be difficult. It's football; anything can happen. If Juventus can score, 2 goals in the first half, then that something, is going to really come out of that game for Juventus. But because Galatasaray themselves can easily capitulate once they concede early goals, you see them running helter-skelter without formation and solidity in their team. But it's looking difficult. Now, what says that the likes of Victor Osimhen and Mario Icardi or Gabriel Sara also doesn't get a goal in the second leg? You know, I mean, Victor Osimhen yesterday was really angry. Would I say angry? But he wasn't really happy because he didn't get a goal. He
Because
still
of no
scored five and
instruction.
he didn't
But
get
at
a
least
goal.
he made
Yeah,
assists, two
but
assists.
he made 2 assists. Good for him, but he has the mindset of Cristiano Ronaldo. He wants to get goals. Assist doesn't count for him, you know. So in the second leg, I'm backing him. He might get a goal, you know, because Juventus are going to come out. They are going to want to hit Galatasaray at least in the first 30 minutes with 1 or 2 goals. So that will leave their back open. And you know, Victor Osimhen, once he sniffs those chances, he doesn't need too many chances to actually convert. So it's going to be a very tough game, anyways. But I see Galatasaray pulling through.
All right, let's see how it goes in the second leg. Let's see whether Juventus definitely turn this one around. Of course, other results: Dortmund 2, Atalanta 0, Monaco from 2 goals up, and of course, Paris Saint-Germain. They are the reigning UEFA Champions League. Of course, Oda, they turned that one around. Don't you think PSG will definitely retain this cup this season with the way they are going?
No. I don't see them returning the cup this season. You know, many people will say, "Oh, last season they started this way too. They're not playing fine. Then all of a sudden they started winning games." But this season, something is not just clicking for that
Okay.
team.
Until they get to the final. Okay. Continue.
Look at the game yesterday. I mean, the game yesterday was helped by the red card. It was a red card to Monaco that gave PSG the advantage. You understand? The PSG's best player last season, Ousmane Dembele, is nowhere near his best this season. He has
He's
to
in
be
and
one of the
out.
worst Ballon d'Or winners that I've seen. You know, so he hasn't really done well this season. He's been injuries have not helped him as well. Yesterday he got injured, and it was Desire Doué who came in for Ousmane Dembele yesterday that got
That
two
got
goals
the
and
two
won the man
goals.
of the match. You understand? So I think PSG are not up to par. Look at the game at the weekend against Stade Rennais, they lost, and looking at the lineup, PSG actually played all of their key players. The only player that is missing in that PSG lineup is Fabian Ruiz. So you can't tell me that it's because of Fabian Ruiz that PSG are losing games or that they lost. Because even against Monaco, they didn't play well. Monaco have been very bad. Go and check their form in the Ligue 1. Crystal Palace will go toe to toe with Monaco at this point. Monaco are not playing well. It is a given that PSG should be defeating them yesterday easily, not conceding 2 goals from Folani Balogun in the first 15 minutes or so. You understand? So I wouldn't use that performance to judge PSG. If they get to the second round and meet a slightly big team, this PSG couldn't even defeat Newcastle at the Parc des Princes. If they meet a decent team like, you know, maybe even a Tottenham Hotspur, I think it's going to be difficult for them to actually pull through. They are not really doing well this season. Something is not right. The midfield looks like it hasn't really been clicking well, and they are conceding a lot of goals. I mean, they allowed Donnarumma left and brought in another goalkeeper. So I don't know. I think something is not clicking, and I don't see them, doing the same thing like they did last season. One thing that they did last season that they are not doing this season is that even though at the first stanza of the Champions League in the group stages, even though they were not playing so well in the Ligue 1, they were winning games. They were leading by 5-10 points. You understand? But this season, look at even in the Ligue 1, they are not doing well. If not for Olympique Marseille, who just went bad all of a sudden, PSG should be third position in the Ligue 1 right now, not even second. So they've been very, very poor. I don't see them returning the Champions League or even getting to the final.
All right, let's see how it goes in the second leg at the Parc des Princes, where they will host Monaco. And of course, Benfica lost at home to Real Madrid. Let's take a look at today's fixtures. Karabakh versus Newcastle United, Olympiacos versus Bayer Leverkusen, Bodo Glimt will host Inter Milan, Club Brugge versus Atletico de Madrid. Away from the UEFA Champions League, let's move straight to the Premier League. Following their one-sided FA Cup victory on Sunday, 15 February, Arsenal head to the Midlands to take on Wolverhampton for a second midweek league tie in as many weeks. I think this will definitely favor Arsenal Football Club if they get to win their game against Wolverhampton Wanderers tonight. That makes sense.
Well, Arsenal should be defeating Wolverhampton Wanderers if they are serious at all in winning the league. This should be a win for them. Moving forward, and like you said, an advantage, maybe an advantage to them to pile up the pressure on Manchester City. They are playing Manchester City at the weekend. It is going to be a big game for them. At least if Arsenal can get a win this night and get a win against Manchester City, I tell you, it will
It is
propel
all
them
over.
to go. It will propel them to go all over. To actually go to fight for the league and the Champions League. It will propel them, because there's something that winning does for you. It gives you the confidence that you can actually do more, you can do better. Arsenal, I've said it over the years that Arteta should not prioritize the league for any other thing. He should go for all trophies. And if he wins, even if the Premier League doesn't come, even if it's the Carabao Cup that comes or the FA Cup,
Or the
he
FA
should
Cup.
take it because it will give the team that momentum,
You forgot to
that
mention
drive.
Champions League. Oh, you've written them off
I said
already?
the Champions League. He should not
Okay.
prioritize just the Premier League and the
Okay.
Champions League.
Okay.
You understand? Even if it's the domestic cups, he needs a trophy, something that he can really rely on going forward in the coming seasons. Because what Arsenal are lacking it's not it's not a lack of ability or a lack of squad depth or a lack of quality in the team. They have quality, they have squad depth, they have the ability. But what they don't have is the mentality. And I've been saying it over 3-4 seasons right now that the mentality of an average Arsenal player always it's like a Nigerian, like the Super Eagles of Nigeria. When you need them to perform the most, when they are getting towards the end of maybe a tournament, or you need them to actually go through the edge in a very important game, that is when you see the Super Eagles doing nonsense. So it is a mentality thing, not an ability thing. Arsenal have the ability, but they don't have the mentality. So winning the Carabao Cup this season, I think, will be a start for them, especially when they win it against Manchester City. They will believe that they can actually go for all trophies. And once you believe it, you can actually achieve it. So I think that is what Arteta most especially needs. And the boys. Because then he can say that at least this season I win something. So you understand? So let me go all out. Because now, at the last show that we did, I was telling you that Arteta he's been too receptive. Even from last season, you see him want to play an important game, he starts stacking up midfielders, or making looking at the tactics, they start rolling around the midfield, no direct play. Which is what Arsenal need at this point. They need to get the win. It doesn't matter how many goals they concede, they just need to get the win. So if he gets the Carabao Cup, then he will know that I have something to rely on. Then let me push for others. You understand? Go all out, get the victory. That is what they need. So for me, I think it's a good one for them. Tonight against Wolverhampton Wanderers, I'm expecting nothing less than 3 to 4 goals to nothing or to 1, whichever way. But I'm expecting an outstanding victory from Arsenal tonight.
All right. Before you leave, Dami Welch, can I ask you this one last question? How would you feel if Arsenal get to win the league this season after so many years, over 2 decades?
I will be happy for them.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're happy for them, or you still want to?
Of course, I'm not a Chelsea fan.
I know
the fan base that hates Arsenal the most are Chelsea fans. Manchester United fans, Liverpool fans, and especially Manchester United fans, they don't have anything against Arsenal. If Arsenal wins the league, it will be their 14th league title. United have 20, so they are not near Manchester United. And apart from that, it will take away the or the duopoly of City, Liverpool. If Liverpool wins the league, for me, if Liverpool wins the league, Liverpool will have 21 Premier League titles. So they can definitely say that they are bigger and better than Manchester United in the Premier League. If City wins the league, it will continue the dominance in Manchester, saying Manchester is the second biggest club in Manchester, Manchester United, and Man City is the biggest. So for me, I would want Arsenal to actually win it, to break that tie between City and Liverpool. That's for me, basically.
All right. Thank
so
you
I'll be
for
happy
that
for
one.
them.
All right,
Yeah.
that is how much we can take on Sports on Enterprise TV 7. If you are here to follow us across all social media and able to do that, we're at Enterprise TV 7 across all social media platforms with our website at www.enterprisetv.com, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Dami Wealth has begun on the show today. Dami Wealth?
Yeah, it's been a pleasure being with you today. And for everybody, I wish you the best of luck tonight.
And of course, my name remains John Olasukomi. See you next time.